there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, coming at you with another react and the 12-year-old edition. That will be my intro from now on for these reactions, in case you're wondering, as we're going to be live reacting to your boy, your Stony boy, GALIO. I am super excited for this champion, in case you can't tell. I was really excited for Yuumi and, you know, the Bandle City cards, but I wasn't as hyped because Bandle City Phase just kind of feel like another word for Yordles to me. Like, there's not much of a difference, and the attached mechanic ended up being pretty exciting and a little bit controversial as well, but you know, nothing compares to GALIO though for me. GALIO is a champion that ever since I saw Stony Suppressor, I was expecting him to come to Runeterra. You know, like he came over to help out Lux in the Warrior cinematic. I really loved that cinematic and that introduction of the character, at least for people who weren't, you know, League of Legends players like me, right? I really dove deep into the lore for GALIO after watching that video, and I was very, very intrigued. I really liked, you know, the idea of Demacia building this like magical statue that hates magic. You know, obviously I'm missing details and stuff here. Man, some lore fans will be like, "What are you talking about?" You know, but I really like the character, and I've been waiting for GALIO to come to Runeterra for a while. I was super hyped because yesterday, in case you don't know, in the Runeterra Twitter, they do announce the mechanics and some of the cards belonging to the package the day before they reveal the champion. In case you're always wondering why I know a little bit about, you know, certain stuff, because, you know, not everybody follows them on Twitter, but keep that in mind in case you want to be up to speed with the reveals. And yesterday we saw the Formidable mechanic being explained, and we saw a bunch of like gargoyle-like statue creatures with Formidable, and we saw some Stonemakers as well. So that was pretty indicating that we were getting GALIO. I started freaking out, and I could not wait. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I think the perfect design for him would be for him to become like a landmark at first and then transform. You know, like you meet certain requirements and then he breaks out of the landmark and he becomes a unit. That would be absolutely perfect. We've never seen that before with a champion, but I don't think they should shy away from like melding or, you know, breaking the rules of card design a little bit in the game for the sake of champions. And yeah, I know there's gonna be some spell disruption within him, but man, if he was a landmark initially, that would be absolutely perfect. So I'm gonna freak out if that's the case, but I don't know. Part of me doesn't expect they'll bend things that much, and I'm a little bit pessimistic, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see what they came up with. And I've been rambling for over 2 minutes, so without further ado, come on, let's set this up, right? GALIO stirs to life. All right, ready? Ready. I'm getting ahead of myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready. Bob Spaghetti. Let's do this. No. What the fuck? Oh. Okay, there we go.
Then, let's get to fighting.
Okay, he's not a landmark. All right, God damn it. Come on, right. He could have been a landmark. You could have done it. It would have been so perfect, but whatever. 7 mana, 0-8 with Spell Shield and Formidable. I'll be explaining Formidable. I mean, it should pop up anyways on the video very soon. When I'm summoned, grant other allies plus 3 health. Level up, round end, your allies have 25 or total health. So initially, no spell disruption whatsoever, which is interesting. I assume there'll be some sort of spell disruption afterwards, but when he levels up. But for now, it's just strictly Formidable synergy with Spell Shield, which is really neat. We've seen that on Aurelion Soul. That's very important for late game units so that they don't get answered immediately. So really like that. Okay, let's see.
Hello, my large rock bird.
Okay, so let's go over this real quickly for anybody wondering what Formidable is. We have, I strike with my health instead of my power. I really like this keyword. It's not like they invented the wheel with this, like it's been done in card games in the past, but I really like that they're implemented in Legend of Runeterra, especially because of the nature of the combat system. And it's just, it has a lot of implications. Like, you can disrupt Formidable attacks by dealing damage, right? You can throw a Mystic Shot, and that takes away 2 power from their hit, for example. I think that's how that works. And because you're striking with your health instead of your power. So this is really neat because there's a 3-drop that's super interesting and we're gonna dive into later, but when you can apply and give Formidable to other units, there's a lot of really quirky synergies within the card pool with units like Braum, Battering Ram, even your boy Bubba, amongst other things. So I really like this. I was very pleasantly surprised by this new keyword, and I'm gonna dive more into it later, but let's watch the video first.
Good friend.
Of course, with the Yordle Smith. because he just gives everything quick attack. But blocking becomes harder.
Come out and play.
Looks like fun.
I don't know what that is.
Right.
Yeah, see, blocking is a different story. I love this music.
I can take it.
That 5-drop seems to have Fury and quick attack,
I sculpt what others only
but
dream
he
of.
gained 2 health instead. I love that with the striking with the single combat, it works as well. Heal an ally to full, then that ally and an enemy strike each other. Ooh! Another single combat. Essentially, another single combat at slow speed with prior healing.
Justice.
Does this Fury only apply to his
What
units?
was I out for? I will crush your prince.
He's got like a similar level up to a really soul.
I'd like to see you try spooky joint.
Oh, okay, that's dope. Let's see. When I'm summoned, grant other allies +3 health each round. The first time an ally takes damage. Holy shit! The first time an ally takes damage, rally. All right. Okay, that's cool. But okay. First of all, second of all, like no landmark synergy whatsoever. No spell disruption either. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit disappointed. Like it's cool. Like I like formidable as a keyword, but the flavor, it's like LeBlanc all over again. You know, it's just like there's so many aspects of this champion that you can implement onto the game, and you implement none of it. Like, was it really that hard to do? Was it really that hard to create a landmark champion that would bop off with maybe a certain spell requirement or something? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much here, but I feel like, they because that's the whole point of making a League of Legends card game, right? To really try to stay true to the characters and trying to bring, their characteristics, the way they fight and their storylines and everything, try to mold that into card abilities and such. And I feel like with GALIO there was just so much potential in that sense, but they implemented none of that. Yeah, I mean, he has Spell Shield, which I guess that's part of the spell disruption thing, but I do feel like he could have been a bit more. I don't know. It would have required a completely different design, I guess. But this is not what I was expecting from GALIO coming into the game, honestly. But again, I do like the formidable keyword.
I may be made of stone, but I'm all heart.
I like the card. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the card. I just think they failed with the flavor completely. But I like the card.
That was fun. So who's next?
It looks fun. Like, it definitely looks fun. Like, I like it. And hey, not every time. Sometimes you gotta make LeBlancs, I guess. But we see his spell is the Shield of Duran. Grant an ally +3 health at the next round start. Grant it +2 health. Create a GALIO in your deck. Gorlith the Unscalable. Holy shit! When I'm summoned, swap my health and your Nexus health. I can't be blocked by enemies with less health. Oh my god! And he heals you like, dude. This is like this card is actually. I mean, it's slow against aggro though. But what if I run this in Demacia Ramp? Bro, what if I run this in Demacia Ramp and I just make sure that that's really neat. I can't be blocked by enemies with less health than me. Oh my god, dude. That's a cool card. That is a cool epic. I'm gonna give that. That's a cool epic. Duran Protege, grant an ally +1 in tough. We've seen that in the reveals of yesterday. I'll mention them. They're on Twitter. The same goes for the Petricite Broadwing and the Petricite Hound. The Mountain Drake, though, let me see this. Fury grant, yeah, that's what I thought. Fury grants me +2 health instead of +1/+1. Neat design. Neat stuff. And Winds of War seems pretty vital for the archetype from what we've seen in that video. But I think also it's important to know, synergies with, because we see there with Bandle City and Yordle Smith and stuff with quick attack, which is nice. But what about Freljord, you know? What about Freljord and combining these effects with Braum? Because there is a 3-drop that allows you to give Formidable to an attacker, and we're going to be going over that very soon. But overall, impressions for Galio. Like I said, outside, I've already said everything that I need to say about the flavor and what they could have done. You know, what matters is what they did, and ultimately if the card is fun or not, and it looks fun. It looks very, very fun because the Formidable keyword looks really sweet to build around, and I really like the payoff of Galio. I like the spell shield. I like how he's quite similar to Aurelion Sol regarding a level requirement. It's pretty much, you know, Aurelion Sol is like with power, and he's with health, right? So, and he contributes a lot to that as well. And then the ability to just rally every time you take a hit, like, well, at the beginning of, you're not going to do it every single time, but you get what I'm saying. Like, essentially, you know, when you attack and if they block into you and take any sort of damage whatsoever, you get to rally to attack again. And if your opponent wants to, you know, redirect an attack towards you, then, and even if they just try to go above you over elusives, they have to be terrified of something like a sharp sight that can just not only counter their elusive attack, but also set up a rally in that same turn, which is pretty neat. So I like him. I like him quite a bit. I love this keyword, and we're going to go over to Twitter to discuss some of the cards that, you know, and were revealed yesterday, and go over a little bit that more. And yeah, we'll be right back. And we're back. Look at that, the magic of editing. So now we're going to go over these cards more specifically because, you know, we've seen them there, but I wanted to cover them here. So again, the Formidable keyword, in case you're not following, is every time the unit strikes, they strike with their health stat instead of their power stat. So we have a 1 mana 0/2 with Formidable, which strikes as a 2/2. We have a 2 mana 0/3 with Challenger and Formidable, which is really neat because this is actually a very good... I could see this card seeing quite a bit of play, like, outside of the archetype, really. The problem is it can't really block, right? Like, that's the way these cards are balanced. Like, on defense, they are more vulnerable in that regard, or more unreliable. We have Durand Protege, which we mentioned prior. We grant ally +1 health and tough, which is actually a very neat effect, very good value for 3 mana, considering you're getting a 3/2 body. Like, I actually think this card is very solid. And then we got the Durand Sculpture that says when you summon an ally, you grant it +1 health, which is neat. But this is the card right here. This is the card that really is the big highlight for me. I love it. I love how badass he looks as well. The Durand Architect, ladies and gentlemen. This is the card. 3 mana, 1/4 with support. Give my supported ally +2 health and Formidable this round. This card can combine with Braum extremely well. Think about it. Turn 3 Durand Architect, turn 4 Braum. You support Braum with this as you challenge something, and all of a sudden you have an 8/8 Challenger on turn 4, which is just nuts. And you want to challenge the biggest, beefiest unit because Braum wants to take it, you know, so you can work for the level up as well. And that is just crazy. We got that synergy with Battering Ram as well. We could play this alongside support Battering Ram, and then we get Battering Ram up to essentially 14 power because of the health, but then +4 because of his ability. So 18 power with Overwhelm. So that is just absolutely glorious. And yeah, we got Bubba as well. I like to mention Bubba, but he's like the least impressive. Like, I'm definitely going to dive more into Freljord and potentially Noxus synergy with this bad boy. And I can't wait. Durand Architect just seems so fun. I'm really, really excited to mess around with him, and definitely the highlight of this reveal for me. And then we got the Petricite Stag, 4 mana 3/5. I take all damage from my supported ally this round. This is a very interesting card. It's actually a very interesting card. There's a lot of neat things that this card can enable, and it's well statted. Like, it's a 4 mana 3/5. That's a good stat line for a 4-drop, considering you have such a powerful ability. And it's neat. Like, I definitely do like quite a bit, especially if you keep healing it. Like, this card could have implications with stuff like I don't know. Like, I actually have to like dive deep into this card. I feel like there's a lot of deck building possibilities with it, but they don't come to mind like immediately. So I have to like actually analyze things for a bit and see what I can do with it. But it's also a card that I'm actually pretty excited about as well. But nothing beats the Durand Architect. That's just this card. Oh my God, this card is just so cool. I love the art. I love everything about this card. I absolutely love everything about it. And that's essentially it. You know, what do you guys think about Galio? Like I said, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm disappointed in what they did. I think, you know, the card, again, I think from a gameplay standpoint, it's going to be very fun to play. But ultimately, I feel like it's going to be no, it's a bit disappointing because they could have done so much with it, you know. Like GALIO is such an interesting character, and having him be a landmark would have been incredible. That would have been so hype, man. That would have been. Part of me thought, yeah, they're gonna do it, and they actually didn't. Yeah, I'm a bit let down, honestly. You know, the developers do an amazing job in general. Like they've done incredible things, but they also, you know, miss the mark sometimes. And I feel like they have missed it with this, in my opinion. But that's where I'm going to leave it at. I'm still going to be very excited to play GALIO. I'll probably be playing GALIO, first of all, unless the Freljord champion really blows my mind. And that's essentially that. Because I think it'll be like a dual region champion. So anything Bandle City, I'm like less excited about at this point. I'm excited for us like to move on onto something else and then not have like the expansion roll around Bandle City, because I think we're all kind of tired of that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. There'll be an upload with gameplay later today, in case you're wondering. We got some, I'm gonna say, some Aphelios today. I know a lot of you have been wanting that champion. He's been underrepresented for a while, and I thought I'd bring him back. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking. Love ya. Have a whole day. Enjoy the games. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you enjoy the games later. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.